Yesterday, TBD, which is a subsidiary of the block owned by Jack Dorsey, announced that there is a Web3 competitor called Web5. No Web4. Web6 is on the horizon, but we're at Web5 now, seemingly. This is interesting for a couple different reasons. Web5, obviously, a rheumatic dunk or try to on a combination of Web2 and Web3, but Jack, a little bit notoriously a Bitcoin maxi, says this one is going to be built on Bitcoin's underlying infrastructure. It is not going to have blockchain. It is not going to have, smart contracts. It's kind of unclear what it's going to have, but it's going to protect people's digital identity, their data, among a number of other things, with the monetary transaction layer relying almost purely on Bitcoin. The announcement about when that is actually going to launch or happen, well, that also is TBD. So, Jen, I want your initial reactions to this. Web5 is a thing, but where do we go from here?
Can Web3 have a competitor? I didn't realize that Web3 could even have a competitor. I guess, yeah, Web2 plus 3 equals 5. I mean, I read this headline and I laughed this morning. We're just making up terms at this point. I think Jack can build out his vision for the future, a digital future that is completely run on and off of Bitcoin, and we don't need to call it Web5, but it is definitely great marketing. We're talking about it. We talk about Jack absolutely every day. So great marketing, great PR. I look forward to seeing what Web5 has in store. Well,
Jack Dorsey is like that edgy high school friend who's really smart and then has like those really deep, funny, long-standing jokes that you just don't quite understand, right? Like this Web5 thing, like he's been railing on Web3 for so long now, like taking it to everybody, from Elon to P. Marca to Chris Dixon. He's been taken to everybody on Twitter, and now this is like the culmination of his joke, is launching a startup that doesn't have a release date, doesn't have an actual product, doesn't have anything but a headline seemingly. But it doesn't matter because he's Jack Dorsey, he's a billionaire, he can do what he wants.
And here we are, consensus.
We're talking about it.
This is giving me very much so announcement of an announcement of an announcement, and I'm going to build this, and I'm going to build that. And I made a comment.
Jack, Justin, Sung, Dorsey.
Thank you for saying that, so I didn't have to. Thank you. But I put a tweet out about this because I went back to my hotel room, I read this, and I said, what in the actual beep is going on? This is a Wendy's, sir. Anyways, the devs can't even get Web3 running properly yet. So how are we going to jump from Web2 to Web5? And another question I have, Bitcoin is not necessarily built for building, in my personal opinion. And I know some people may think that's a hot take. I mean, there are NFTs on Bitcoin, and we have the Lightning Network, we've got, Counterparty, but really, Bitcoin's very slow. I love Bitcoin, but it's slow.
Well, Wendy, we're gonna make it faster and do Web5.
What about Web6? Web7?
Web5 is too better than Web3. It's just a masterful troll, and I'm here for it, okay?
It is definitely a troll. This is nomadic warfare at its finest, and it's now reached the level of the internet. Like, look, we're making fun of it in a couple different senses, and I'm certainly not opposed to there being different iterations of what our digital lives could be out there. Like, the whole point of Web3 is trying to envision a different future for digital life online, and that's totally fine. Some people want Web2, some people want Web3, maybe some people want Web5. To me, it's just, that's not the problem. The problem is, like, branding it as a separate internet and not having a product and claiming it's going to be decentralized, while also saying, no, we, as a centralized company, which the block is going to launch Web5. So it's those incongruencies that, makes my hair stand on end. But again, we're giving it attention, so maybe joke's on us. But Zach.
I'm here for it. I don't think we should take this one all that seriously. I mean, the guys showed up in sick track suits, okay? They were here to make a splash. They successfully did so. It provokes the conversation, okay. Maybe there are other alternatives to the ownership economy than what is being promulgated among the Web3 masses. And he's saying, okay, let's take this a little bit lightheartedly. Web5 is the way. Maybe it's a combination of some Bitcoin stuff and some other stuff that is decentralized but not blockchain based. BitTorrent has been around for a long time. Other technologies that exist, not necessarily in a tokenized form, originally at least. So it's interesting to see these conversations play out. And again, it's just extending the troll that we've been seeing from Jack on Twitter, specifically taking sort of the Web3 investment community specifically to task over some of its opium.
I'm going to completely jump in here. It's like there have been instances of the decentralized web. It's like BitTorrent, Tor, which already exists. And it's more like Web 0.5 than Web 5, but whatever.
One thing I want to kind of add on here, I think it's very interesting that we get to see these real life conversations, these ideas in real time. Like, you get to log on to twitter.com. The app is free. Well, of course they steal your data, but we all know that. But you get to log on to this app and you get to see very, very successful entrepreneurs and very, very rich people talk about what their plans are for the future. And sometimes we can't necessarily tell if it's a troll or not.
I don't know if those plans are best delivered in tweet form, but I joked about this on Twitter when this announcement came out that, I look forward to reading this on Blue Sky, which was the decentralized version of Twitter that's been in development since like 2017 and has yet to see the light of day. So if that's a roadmap for Web5, then I think we're in the safe hands,
All right, we'll leave it there. That was a good one.